Well, today was an interesting day to say the least. It started as something that was gonna be fun. We were going to an auction. We were gonna bid on some things, have a good old time and bring you guys a video. Unfortunately, that's not how things unfolded as today went on. Before we get started, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm in a little bit of a bad mood. Can you please just take 2 seconds? Leave the video a thumbs up. It really does make us feel better when we see a lot of people like and enjoy the videos. And of course, if you're new, subscribe because we have content like this all the time. But let's get into this crazy story. In order to understand how we got to this point, first let me explain what our original plan was. So we got up to go to one of the pallet/item auctions where they have a bunch of pallets for sale and they also have a bunch of individual items for sale. So we decided to go there. Let's get a cool video. Let's see what we can buy. Let's see if we can make some money and entertain you people. You know what we usually do. So that's what we did at first.
Lot number 39A, place of business 10, left 10, 15, you're 10, 15, now 20, place of business 29, place of business 30, place of business 39, place of business 40, place of business 40, place of business 45, place of business 40, place of business 45, 45, place of business 50, 60, 70, $80 bid. Maybe you did a 79, maybe you did a 70, did like $70, 20 bidder number 84. Maybe you did a 10, 15, now 20, maybe you did a 20, maybe you did a 30, maybe you did a 40, $35, bidder number 129, for 92, all about new jewelry. $20 bid, 20, maybe you did a 20, maybe you did a 25. You got $25, bidder number 65 for 94, $5, and 15, and 15, now $20 bid, 20, $15, thank you, bidder number 89, lot number 95, on the yellow metal. Start with the $50 bid, 50, we did 50, 29, we did 39, we did 49, 55, 69, 79, 89, 90, we did 89, 79, 89, we did 90, 100, 110, 120, 120, we did 120, $110, bidder number 103, big lot of costume jewelry. Start with the $20 bid, what do you do? We did a 49, we did a 39, maybe we did a 39, we did a 40, maybe we did a 49, maybe we did a 50, 55, 55, we did a 60, 65, $70 bid, 60, maybe we did a 70, maybe we did $80 bid, $75, maybe number 106, all the white metal costumes of jewelry. Start with the 49, maybe we did a 49, maybe we did a 30, maybe we did a 30, maybe we did a 40, maybe we did 49, 50, 50, maybe we did a 65, 70, maybe we did 85, 70, maybe we did 80, we did 80, $75, maybe we did number 89.
Everything was going perfectly fine, right? We were looking at the lots, we were getting our footage, we were gonna come home, make a good video, hopefully get some good items at a decent price. But then everything started to go south.
$20 bid, 10, 10, 10, 15, 15, 10, 15, 20, maybe you did a 29, maybe you did a 49, maybe you did a 49, $20, bidder number 143, 143, ladies and gentlemen, lot number 111.
Can't pull it. It's illegal.
This is when I noticed Mr. McCarran douchebag with the clipboard was trying to block the camera from us recording so we couldn't get any footage, and started to pick up on this, and I was like, okay, this guy's getting on my nerves really bad. What are you doing? Mind your own business, back up. Social distance, man. Get away from me, you know what I mean? And then we get the funniest thing ever. You're not allowed to record here. It's illegal. That's funny in a lot of ways because, well, there's this cool thing, it's on the internet, it's called Google, it's a search engine that allows you to ask it questions. See, a question is when you don't know something and you put it in there and you can get the answer. Again, this is stuff you usually learn at 3rd, 4th grade or so, but I'm assuming you didn't make it that far. So if you type it in Google, Virginia recording laws, guess what? This is called a one-party consent state. One part, that's the number that comes before 2, after 0, by the way, in case you were unaware. Party meaning the people involved in the recording. One party consent law. What does that mean? In a public setting, I do not need to ask you if I can record you. It is perfectly legal to record it. But again, this is like law, this is like, you know, high school stuff, and I'm definitely sure you've never even seen high school. I'm down in middle school. I'm trying to educate you here, you know, I'm trying to be your friend even though you were mean to us trying to kick us out of here. But then we get the funniest message of all. They say, if he knew you were recording, he could sue you. Well, first of all, if you guys watched our other video, the other auctioneer, perfectly solid recording, wave, said it's going on YouTube. Cool, whatever, tag us. They don't care about that. So first of all, you're an idiot and you should talk to the people before you start making up idiotic rules. Second, how could anybody sue you for doing something that's completely legal? Like I for the life of me, don't understand how some people make it to adulthood with such a tiny particle of intelligence. Like, I don't even believe that's there. I really don't. I believe it's completely hollow. Like, you ever seen those cartoons where it's just a mouse that's not running at all? That mouse is like stopped running years ago. He's a skeleton. The skeleton's partially dissolved. The wheels rusted. There's nothing going on in there. So after Mr. McCarran douchebag said all this stuff, then of course they go to the, you're not allowed to be in here because you're recording, which again, Goodwill is a business, so they do have the right to say you can't record in our business, but as far as legality goes, they have none. They can tell you can't come back, they can say, you know, you're trespassed or whatever. That's perfectly fine. But to lie about the suing stuff was just ignorant and annoying, and it just shows your complete lack of basic intelligence at all. They told us we had to leave. Of course, it's everybody's fault, right? Because my mom was with us too. She was just trying to bid on a pair of shoes there. They wanted for the gym. Nothing to do with us recording, but because she was with us, guess what? They had to leave too. She had to go too. So that also kind of aggravated me. Just in general, it annoyed the crap out of me. My other question is, how did anybody notice? Because we heard a lot of people talking, like mumbling under their breath, but like I said before, you guys know how haters are. When they're behind the screen and in the comments, they got a big mouth, but when they're in person, they look at their boots and they don't say nothing. That's what it is. That's how it is when you're a pathetic coward. I don't know if somebody told them who we were and the fact that we were recording, because the little red light that blinks had tape over it. There's no way. I mean, unless you knew to look for that thing, you're not gonna see. You knew exactly who we were and you were looking for something to record. So I'm guessing there's some big mouth hater out there that, as usual, like I always say, they probably run their mouse on the computer, then when they're in person, nobody ever says nothing. I've gotten 10,000 plus hate comments, but not once have I ever had anyone say a word to my face. And again, that's how it works when you're just, you know, angry and bitter at the world, but you're also a coward. You won't say nothing to nobody's face because you're pathetic. So they made us leave, which kind of sucked, but at the same time was kind of funny because it's just the pure level of stupidity shown. This is how I kind of want to end this story. They told me not to come back afterwards. They kicked everybody out of this auction, right? But they told me specifically not to come back. They didn't tell anyone else they couldn't come back. So knowing that legally they have absolutely no power and the worst thing they can do is ban them from the building, my question to you guys is, do you think it would be hilarious to send those two back, my mom and Amber, back to the auction house to try to record again, just because, why not? It'd be hilarious just to tick off some already angry people. And the fact that they're just, again, if somebody's super cool about it, just say we don't want to be recorded and they're super cool about it, that's no problem, you know what I mean? I don't have an issue with that. There was quite a few auctioneers. There was one in California, a couple other ones we ran into, they were just cool. They said they would rather not be on camera and they're nice about it. Whatever, I'm not gonna record you. But when you start coming, threatening, and giving everybody guilty by association and nobody did anything, then you're just being an annoying you know what. And yes, I'm gonna make it like my point to bother you and aggravate you because you're doing it to me and you're stopping us from getting our footage. And yeah, it was just annoying. So what do you guys think? Put it down in the comments below. Should we send them back with the camera again just to see what they say? This time you should print out a little sheet of Virginia law. You know, what if we got a shirt made or something and put it on the shirt that says Virginia, one party, consent state, and explain the law? I mean, that's far stretch assuming he knows how to read, and I don't think so, but maybe like a little press to play thing so they can actually be read out to him, because you know they can't read themselves. So I don't know, let us know what you guys think. I think we all know what the real truth is why they don't want recording there. It has nothing to do with somebody getting sued and whatnot. It's that they try to portray their image as this gracious company that helps the public and everything, and when in reality they're taking everybody's donations, auctioning them off, and their CEO sitting in a fat mansion with a supercar. They're not a charitable donation, even though you can claim it on your taxes. Anyone anyone that hasn't done their research, please just take 5 minutes on Google and learn that they're just as full as crap as their crappy employees. The wonderful life of a YouTuber. You never know how your day is gonna end. It usually never ends the way you expect it to. But anyway, that's all we got for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and until next time, peace out.